Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video. Oh, it's a video.
Too bad he got, he got very good Alzheimer's. But he's one of the sharpest minds I've ever encountered, period. Besides being a good human being, he never took himself seriously. He never acted haughty. He never acted superior. He was interested in everybody else's work. He really was. And he was really an incredible thinker. He was not just somebody, and he wasn't dogmatic about it. He wasn't like saying, oh my God, the painting is done and you're just an object maker. It wasn't one of that kind of thing. He just believed everything coexisted. This whole universe is big enough to have original, happenings or not happening, you talk about John Cage, the same thing, when you were just talking about it. I was lucky to live in an attic of my art teacher, Karl Fehrenbach-Florsheim, was one of the first concrete poets, and he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, he's in the anthology of concrete poetry.
Yeah.
I had it and I looked it up after we spoke at
Right.
Soka. Yeah, he was there. Absolutely.
So and that's when Cage came to visit, and I spent the night drinking beer and talking with Karl Florsheim and Cage. Sometimes you go through life and you meet some interesting people. Like what we're doing right now here, we used to do in New Jersey with about 5 different artists. We get together, order a pizza, get some beers, and talk. Sometimes criticize others' work, give support, give ideas. And we had to do it. In New York, it's a little bit different because you go on the street and you do 2 blocks, you see 75 artists. In New Jersey, I had to drive 45 minutes to meet some in the same thing here. That doesn't, like people say, oh my God, California, land of fruits and nuts, and nothing is happening. Are you kidding? I met tremendously brilliant, talented people working all the time. It's just idiotic with people. It's not as concentrated. That's true. But one does not denigrate something because there's not a certain community, just because this is how this land developed. Many reasons why we came here. Half of us are not from here to start with. It's amazing when I find an artist here that's actually native born California. But Kaprow came from Rutgers, and actually it was through Kaprow and this that I got to know George Segal, and I visited his studio. And George Segal actually wrote a wonderful letter in support of my project, because I saw he was doing at that time black and white charcoal drawings, and he looked at mine, and I brought this stuff over. And for somebody of his stature to be supportive, of somebody of whatever I was at that time, we went through all his chicken coops where he had all this studio in New Jersey, because he lived about 40 minutes away. But it's funny that you do get to meet people. You do understand that and all the jokes about New Jersey, by the way, too. Oh my God, primeval forest with fallen trees and rotted thing, and bisons fighting each other or something like that. No, it's a civilized place. But again, it is, as artists, you search each other, you meet each other at openings. First of all, as an artist who likes to sell his works, openings to me are completely social events. I don't think I've ever sold a work, except, once I sold a work out of an opening. I let the dealers do that, truly. It's much better to have somebody else talking about if your painting matches their couch, than your own thing. You just do it, whatever you do it. But I do love openings because you get to meet people, you get to talk to people, as you said.